Okay, so get this.
Uh-huh.
A missing person case.
Okay.
But not just one.
Oh.
It's a double disappearance.
Oh, wow.
With, like, a whole bunch of occult intrigue thrown in.
Oh, that sounds right up our alley.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Our source material today is an episode of the Vanish Files podcast.
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
And this particular episode
Yeah.
had me, like, hit and rewind.
Really?
To make sure I caught all the details.
Yeah.
It all starts with this guy, Martin Grimsley.
Okay.
And he's a collector.
Collector of what?
Antiquities.
Okay.
But not just any antiquities.
What kind? What kind?
The kind of that make you wonder if Indiana Jones ever wished he just stayed in the classroom.
Oh, I see. Like the spooky ones.
Exactly.
The mysterious ones.
Yeah, the ones that maybe should have stayed buried.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh.
What really struck me about this episode
Yeah.
was how they, like, set it up.
Hmm.
Almost like a story unfolding in two parts. So you've got Grimsley, right?
Uh-huh.
A man seemingly consumed by this fascination with the occult.
Okay.
And he just vanishes
Vanishes completely.
into thin air.
No trace.
Nope.
Wow.
Then enters Leonard Kane,
Who's that?
a seasoned private investigator.
So they bring him in to find Grimsley.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But guess what?
What?
He vanishes too.
Oh, no way. So we've got two missing people,
Two missing people.
both connected to this occult stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
So
wild.
the question is, right,
Yeah.
are these two disappearances connected?
Uh-huh.
Or is this just some crazy coincidence?
Yeah, what are the odds?
I know, right?
It's got to be connected.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And the podcast really plays up that whole mystery missing person vibe,
Yeah.
which I loved.
Me too.
They did such a great job setting the stage for Grimsley's disappearance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy was practically living in a museum of the strange and macabre.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
He was surrounded by all these ancient artifacts,
Uh-huh.
handwritten books full of symbols I couldn't even begin to decipher.
Oh, wow.
And then you add in his family's growing concern over his increasingly reclusive behavior.
Oh, so they were worried about him even before he disappeared.
Yeah, they could tell something was off.
Wow. So you can almost feel the tension building. Like,
It's palpable.
yeah, like something's about to happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where those little details become really important.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Okay, so think about it. Grimsley's flat. It wasn't just messy. It was half-packed.
Half packed.
Yeah, like he was getting ready to go somewhere.
With crates full of his artifacts.
Exactly.
But he disappeared.
Yeah.
That's strange.
But here's the thing.
What?
His wallet and keys left behind.
He left his wallet and keys.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a planned trip.
Right, it suggests a sudden exit.
Like he had to leave in a hurry.
Maybe. And then you add in the family's accounts
Yeah.
about his obsession with unlocking something.
Unlocking something. What does that even mean?
We don't know.
That's creepy.
Right. So it starts to paint this picture
Yeah.
of a man on the verge of either a breakthrough
Okay.
or a breakdown.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah, like he was onto something.
Maybe something he wasn't ready for.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's where our, like, hard-boiled detective Leonard Kane
Yeah.
steps in.
Okay, so tell me about this guy.
Okay, so the podcast paints him as someone who's seen it all.
Like a tough guy.
Yeah, a guy who doesn't flinch when things get weird.
Okay.
But even he seems a bit rattled by what he finds at Grimsley's flat.
Really?
Yeah.
So what did he find?
Well, remember that recurring spiral symbol the podcast mentioned?
Yeah, I was curious about that.
It was everywhere,
Everywhere.
like carved into artifacts,
Where?
sketched in the margins of those handwritten books, almost like a breadcrumb trail.
Oh, leading Kane deeper into the mystery.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about the spiral? What does it mean?
Well, you know, in a lot of occult traditions,
Yeah.
the spiral represents a journey,
A journey.
like a descent into the unknown.
Oh, okay.
So could this be a visual clue?
To what Grimsley was trying to unlock.
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like he was leaving a message.
But in a language only certain people could understand.
Right, like a secret code.
Hmm.
And speaking of messages,
Yeah.
what about that empty package wrapper Kane found?
Oh, yeah, the one addressed to that place that doesn't exist.
Exactly, 23 Drayton Lane.
Right, a place that no longer exists.
They can't just be a dead end, right?
No, I don't think so.
There's got to be something more to it.
Yeah, like what was Grimsley sending there?
And why?
Right, to a place that doesn't exist.
It's like a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
I know, right? It's so strange.
So we've got a missing collector,
Uh-huh.
a cryptic address, and this spiral symbol that seems to be popping up everywhere.
Okay, so what happens next?
Does Kane manage to decode any of this?
Well, that's where things take an even darker turn.
Oh no!
Yeah, shortly after visiting Grimsley's flat,
Yeah.
Kane disappears too.
What?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Gone.
No trace.
Just a few unsettling clues.
Ugh, it's getting creepy. And the Vanished Files episode,
Yeah.
they really amp up the suspense at this point,
Oh, right.
leaving you with way more questions than answers.
Ugh, I hate when they do that.
I know, right?
But it's also what keeps us coming back for more.
So true.
Yeah.
But don't worry,
Okay.
we'll dive into all those juicy details
Oh,
in
good.
the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait.
Me neither. Okay, so we've got a double disappearance,
Yeah.
a phantom address, and enough occult symbolism to, like, make your head spin.
Right.
But before we go chasing shadows,
Okay.
let's talk about what Kane left behind.
Yeah. Good idea.
The podcast mentioned a partially burned dictaphone, right?
Right.
What was on that recording?
Oh, this recording. It's where the case gets really unsettling.
Yeah.
It goes from puzzling to downright creepy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Kane's voice. Usually he's so calm and collected, you know.
Yeah.
But in this recording, there's this like palpable sense of dread.
Oh, that sends chills down my spine.
I know, right?
Do you think he was starting to buy into Grimsley's occult world? Or was something else spooking him?
It's hard to say, but
Yeah.
what's really fascinating is how Kane's initial skepticism
Uh-huh.
gives way to this like growing unease
Okay.
as he goes deeper into Grimsley's research.
I see.
And in the recording,
Yeah.
he really fixates on those spiral symbols.
Oh, the spirals again.
Yeah, he keeps mentioning how they appear in different forms.
Different forms.
Yeah, like throughout Grimsley's collection.
Oh, so it's not just one symbol.
No.
But a whole system of symbols.
It seems like it.
Like he was trying to, piece together a puzzle.
Exactly.
That makes this even more intriguing.
Yeah, it does.
Was he able to figure out what they meant?
Well, the recording doesn't give us a complete translation,
Oh, okay.
but Kane does mention a connection between the spiral
Uh-huh.
and the concept of thresholds
Thresholds.
or gateways.
Gateways.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He references these obscure occult texts
Okay.
that associate the spiral
Yeah.
with the ability to like transcend boundaries.
Transcend boundaries.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Like to move between realms
Realms.
or states of existence.
Wait, are we talking about alternate dimensions here?
It's a possibility.
Did Grimsley think he could, actually travel to another world?
It's not out of the question.
Wow.
Especially considering his obsession with unlocking something.
Right.
The recording captures Kane speculating
Okay.
that Grimsley might have been attempting a ritual.
A ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe using the artifacts
Yeah.
and the knowledge he'd gathered
Right.
to open a portal
A portal.
or activate some kind of latent power.
Okay, I'm getting major Indiana Jones meets H.P. Lovecraft vibes now.
I know, right?
But this is where my logical brain kicks in.
Yeah.
If Grimsley did manage to open a portal, wouldn't there be some physical evidence?
Yeah.
Some sign of where he went?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The podcast really emphasizes
Yeah.
the lack of physical evidence.
Like, no struggle, no signs of forced entry.
Exactly. No indication of where they went.
It's as if they just stepped out of reality.
Yeah, like they vanished into thin air.
Leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions.
And unsettling possibilities.
Okay, so we're left with two vanished men,
Yeah.
a cryptic address,
Uh-huh.
and a trail of occult symbols
Right.
that may or may not point to interdimensional travel.
That's a lot to take in.
It is.
Yeah.
What's the final word on that dictaphone recording?
Oh,
Does Kane offer any clues about his own disappearance?
well, the recording ends abruptly.
Oh no.
Cut off. Just as Kane whispers.
Whispers. What does he whisper?
He says, if you hear this, then I'm not back.
That's creepy.
It's like he knew something bad was about to happen.
Yeah, like a final farewell.
For a warning.
Right.
But a warning about what?
Did he follow Grimsley's lead and try to open a portal himself?
Maybe?
Or did he stumble onto something even more sinister?
It's hard to say.
Something lurking in the shadows of Grimsley's occult obsession.
That's the beauty and the frustration of this case, you know?
Yeah.
The podcast leaves us with more questions than answers.
Ugh, I no, it's frustrating.
But it also makes us think.
Yeah, it definitely gets the wheels turning.
Makes us speculate.
Yeah.
Fill in the blanks with our own interpretations.
I like that.
Yeah.
But there's one more detail we haven't explored yet. Oh,
And it might offer a different perspective on the whole mystery.
okay, you've got me hooked. What's his final detail?
So, the podcast,
Wow.
it mentions this historical context of that mysterious address.
You mean 23 Drayton Lane?
Yeah, 23 Drayton Lane.
Oh.
Remember, it was the site of a house fire.
Oh yeah, back in the 1930s, right?
Exactly, a fire shrouded in mystery.
I remember thinking it was just like adding to the spooky atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like something out of an old ghost story, you know.
Right, a vanished address with a fiery past.
It's not to love.
But what if?
Yeah.
What if that fire, it wasn't just a random event,
Okay.
but a key piece of the puzzle?
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
We know Grimsley was really into the occult, right?
Yeah, obsessed.
And often those interests,
Mm-hmm.
they intersect with history.
Sure.
So it's possible he was drawn to 23 Drayton Lane.
Okay.
Not just because of the address itself, but because of what happened there.
Decades ago.
Yeah,
Hold on. Are you saying Grimsley was chasing a mystery from the 1930s?
it's a possibility.
Did he think there was, like, some occult secret hidden in the ashes of that fire?
It's not as far-fetched as it sounds.
Really?
The podcast mentions that details about the fire are scarce,
Oh, really?
almost like it was intentionally erased from local records.
That is interesting.
What if something happened there
Yeah.
that someone wanted to keep hidden?
Like what?
Maybe an occult ritual gone wrong?
Okay.
Or the discovery of an object with, like, dangerous powers.
Whoa, okay, now we're talking.
Right.
A hidden history, mysterious fire, and a modern-day disappearance.
There's like layers of a mystery.
All converging on this one address.
Exactly.
Did the podcast offer any clues about what might have happened back then?
Not really.
Oh, that's frustrating.
But that lack of information,
Yeah.
that intentional obscurity, it's almost more intriguing.
Okay, I see what you mean.
It feeds into the idea that there's something more to this story.
Yeah, something deeper.
More than meets the eye.
So, if we want to understand Grimsley and Kane's disappearances,
Yeah.
we need to dig deeper into the past,
Exact.
into the history of 23 Drayton Lane and that 1930s fire.
Right.
It's like those mystery podcasts we both love.
Totally.
The ones where they crack open a cold case
Yeah.
and suddenly a whole new story unfolds.
It's not just about finding the missing person anymore,
It's about unraveling the secrets.
buried beneath the surface.
Exactly.
And that's where the real work begins.
So, to our listener out there,
Yeah.
we're handing you the torch, so to speak.
Keep digging.
If this case has piqued your interest,
Yeah.
if you're as intrigued by this blend of mystery and history as we are,
Dive into the archives.
see what you can find about 23 Drayton Lane
That 1930s fire.
and anything that might connect them to Martin Grimsley and Leonard Kane.
Every detail matters.
Names, dates, locations
Even the smallest piece of information.
could be the key to unlocking this puzzle.
Who knows? Maybe you'll uncover the missing piece.
The one that brings Grimsley and Kane back from the shadows.
If you do, we want to hear about it.
Until then, keep exploring
Keep questioning.
and never underestimate the power of a good mystery.